I'm Des Zuckerman. Welcome to my podcast, The World of Sacred Healing, where we learn about and discuss the magic and the mystery of the spiritual life and the deep healing of the soul. Are you a hypersensitive, hypervulnerable person? Well, let me explain what that means. If you're hypersensitive, you feel everything. You feel when people walk by you on the street, you feel the energy of their thoughts. You feel their mood. You feel their health and well-being. You can sense when people are disturbed or distraught. You walk into a room and you can feel if there was angry energy in the space. You are a hypersensitive. If you go into a big box store and you feel like everything is closing in on you and that, something from China is going to fall from the ceiling and hit you on the head, it's not a bad thing, but it is a hypersensitive thing. So there's also a piece that goes with this. It's called being hypervulnerable. So if you're hypersensitive, chances are really good you're also hypervulnerable. So if you're the person that picks up illness just by being in a big room with somebody who might have an illness, it's not because your immune system's totally screwed up. It's because you're hypervulnerable. And what you do is you try to read the space that you're in if you're hypersensitive. And if you're a hypersensitive, hypervulnerable, you're reading the space and you're picking up what everybody else is doing in the space. You're bringing it into your own body and creating extraordinary vulnerability. So this isn't just bringing it into your physical body, it's bringing into your energy structure all the information that you're trying to absorb in the world. So hypersensitive, hypervulnerables like to spend time alone. They call themselves hermits. They like to get away from all the noise and distraction of the world. They like to go into nature a lot. Sometimes they stay inside their house for weeks on end because they're so tired of the pressures of life. So being a hypersensitive, hypervulnerable, it's not a disease. It's not a problem, except that it can be. And one of the ways that I have discovered how to deal with this is through my study of the sacred anatomy. So for years, I was a hypersensitive, hypervulnerable. I literally picked up anything and everything that was going around, every disease. And I was also heavily influenced by other people's energies and moods. I could be in a great mood and somebody would come in who wasn't in a good mood, and I would immediately feel that and go into that space. So I would be affected by everyone else's energy and mood. This was really hard because sometimes I would think that it was about me, that it was my mood that was down. Like, I don't know why I got depressed, but suddenly I did. So when I discovered that this stuff was actually not mine, I didn't jump into, I'm an empath. I jumped into, wow, I want to learn how to be stronger. I want to learn how to be in the world with a better sense of boundary so that I can live in this world. So it took me a pretty long time to figure it out, and it took me a fairly severe illness to come to the other side and to realize that using the sacred anatomy was the key for me. So since that time, in the mid-'80s, I've shared the secret of the edge with thousands of people. And I invite you to check out the Sacred Anatomy Edge as a way to deal with your hypersensitivity and hypervulnerability, and as a way to stop merging with other people, engaging with their energy, and taking on other people's problems. So do you think you might be a hypersensitive? Or maybe you're a hypervulnerable? I'd love to hear from you. Go ahead and submit your thoughts and feelings and understandings in the comments below. Or maybe you know somebody who's hypersensitive or hypervulnerable. How does that make you feel? when that person takes on your emotional content? Let me know. I'm interested. Thank you so much for joining me. I've loved spending time with you. Please don't forget to leave a review. Visit us at yoursacredanatomy.com.